What types of jobs can you hire in the Philippines? From sales to marketing to customer service, there are so many different ways that you can get support in the different departments in your business. And you might be thinking, but Amy, I'm a small business owner. It's not like I have a ton of departments. And to that I say, that's because you haven't started getting help in the Philippines yet. So I'm going to show you how you can use hiring overseas to really build up some departments and get some support so that you can be more successful in growing your business. If you're new to the channel, I would love for you to subscribe. Go ahead and hit that bell notification so you can get notified every time we release new content. I'm Amy Walker, Client Acquisition Specialist, and my job is to help you find the simplest path to consistently finding your dream clients. When I first started hiring my overseas team, I didn't necessarily do it the right way. I was nervous. I wasn't sure if they were going to do a good job. I wasn't sure if they were going to represent my business well. I didn't know how that communication would look and how that would flow. And so I tended to hire out a little project, not communicate very well. Sometimes I was satisfied, sometimes I wasn't, and then I would just move on and try to find another person who could do it better. And since then, I've learned that there are so many areas of my business that I can get help in, and it really has helped me to grow different departments in my business faster because I can get help in multiple places. Instead of hiring one person, I can hire 3 people. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What would you love to get some help on in your business right now? Hiring can be very expensive. I have a client who told me once that he waits until his people are doing the work of 1.5 employees before he hires a new person. Here's the problem with that. I like my team members to be functioning at like 95% of their capacity, because when those moments come that I need them to do more, I need them to give me more, I need them to work harder because we're finishing a deadline, I want them to have energy to give. And when your people are constantly overworked, they don't perform that well. What you're getting is the burnt out version of them. Think about you. When you're burnt out, are you super creative? Are you amazing at what you do? No, you're just kind of going through the motions. So I want you to be able to have the right support in place for the different areas of your business so that you can focus on the things that are most important for you, which is generating revenue for the company. And each of your team members cannot be overworked, and they can be really showing up in their best because you've got the right amount of people supporting the projects that you have going on in your business. So we're going to go through the different areas that you can hire overseas and give you some examples of how you might be able to use this in your business. First, let's talk about sales. When you look at your sales team, you might be thinking, I have a really highly technical sales process and I need somebody who is a master of the language, or I need them to be able to really create connections, or even I need my salespeople to go in person. That's great. Doesn't mean that you can't have sales support overseas. For example, you could have somebody who's doing prospecting for you. You could have them finding a list of all of your ideal buyers. You could have somebody that is doing lead generation for you, where they're actually reaching out to those prospects and starting the sales conversation. I promise you, your closers will not complain if somebody else is doing that tedious reach out that truthfully they don't love doing anyway. Another place where you could utilize them is as appointment setters. My appointment setters are based out of the Philippines, and I absolutely love them. So we bring in a lot of leads into our business and we call every single lead. I recommend that you do that as well, but it's time consuming. And so finding somebody who can dial and be cheerful on the phone and create a great first impression, that's an important part of your sales system. And I have more setters doing more calls because I've hired that position overseas. Next, let's look at the marketing department. This one actually has a lot of areas where you could get help and support. We've got graphic designers. We've got branding experts. We've got people who could help with Facebook ads or pay-per-click ads or any type of ads that you want to be running. Social media management, video editing and production, SEO, landing page design, podcast production, and even working on your website and making sure that you're driving traffic to it. When it comes to the marketing department, this is a great place to be looking for skilled successful, experienced team members to bring on board, but you can get that virtual team put together for a fraction of the cost of what it would cost you stateside. If you are liking this information, I would love for you to hit the like button so that YouTube will decide that it likes this video as well and show it to lots more small business owners. All right, let's look at the admin department. So you could have them working inside of your CRM. You could have them scheduling your appointments for you, communicating with clients, doing things like I record my coaching sessions and my strategy sessions, and then somebody's got to process the video and they've got to send the video out to the clients afterwards. Market research is great. Anytime I have a task that needs to be researched, I can pass that off. Helping to manage some of my communication is super helpful. We love that. Generating reports, managing my Facebook client groups. There are so many tasks in the admin department that you can hire out overseas. Now, when I look at the makeup of my team, those are the 3 areas that I tend to hire out the most, but they're not the only areas. You can also hire out in departments like software and mobile development. In fact, a lot of the big software firms here, they bring in the project, they manage the project, but a lot of their developers are working overseas. E-commerce, if you need someone to help get your products up and help set up your store, that's a great place that you can go and get some support. Finance. Now, I personally believe that you should not have any one employee that has access to all of the financial tools in your business just for protection. But I have somebody who does my QuickBooks and they go through and just tag everything in QuickBooks. That's a task that, believe me, I don't want to do, and there are people overseas that are trained in QuickBooks. And if you're worried about, well, what if somebody overseas has access to my financials? They have no access to any of your money. They just have access to your QuickBooks and they're just updating things. And another area is customer service. A lot of the big Fortune 500 companies have their call centers and their customer service departments located in countries like the Philippines. And so you actually, when you hire customer service, you're hiring people who are trained in customer service. They have years of experience working for some of the top companies like Delta and like Citibank and some of these big companies that we know. They've had that training, they've got that experience, and they're a great asset to your team. If you are looking to grow your sales and marketing team, specifically through hiring overseas, my first advice for you is you need to make sure that your system is in place and your processes are in place. Because one of the biggest hiring mistakes I see, whether you're hiring in the States or outside, is bringing in somebody when you don't really have processes, and then you're frustrated because they're not doing well, and they're frustrated because you have no clue what you're doing. So if you're looking for some help in that area, may I make a suggestion? We have a sales and marketing scorecard that will go through and analyze how you're performing, identify the areas of weaknesses, identify your opportunities for growth, and we give you a customized improvement plan. So if you haven't taken it yet, please do so now. The link is down below, and it's going to be a great resource for you in growing your business. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe. We are so excited to have you here and would love to have you back again. And please join our private Facebook community. We have a group called Acquire where you can get together with other like-minded entrepreneurs, ask your questions, create collaborations, and just continue the conversation of how to successfully grow your small business. Thanks so much, everyone.